Welcome to the Lunar Lander Teamwork Design Challenge. This lesson is a classic design challenge activity with a twist. In this short video, we'll be talking about how the lesson is run and a few ways you can adjust the lesson for different group needs. Let's get started.
This lesson begins with a quick discussion of NASA's Artemis moon missions and the team of people from around the world who work on them together. To simulate that collaborative challenge, students are divided into teams of 4. Then, each team of 4 is further split into 2 pairs, the design pair and the landing pair. So how will the teams work together to succeed? Students will be able to communicate remotely with each other, just like team members working around the world. If available, you'll want to provide each team with a walkie-talkie, tablet, computer, or other device on which to communicate. Otherwise, you can designate certain students as communicators and allow them to run between your build zone and landing zone with information. The design pairs work in your build zone. These students are responsible for coming up with a design for a lander that will protect your astronauts, represented by a marshmallow, egg, or small toy, as they're dropped onto the lunar surface. The design team will have access to a budget of 25 tokens that they can spend on materials such as index cards, cotton balls, straws, or whatever else you decide to include for their landers. However, the design team will not have access to the landing site where their lander will be tested. Meanwhile, the landing pairs will be in another area that you've designated as the landing zone, such as a separate room, another end of the classroom, or even outside. This area will have access to a pool of supplies and to the drop zone, a balcony, ladder, ledge, or other high place from which you will be dropping the completed landers. The landing pair needs to get instructions from their design teammates about how to build their lander for testing.
The biggest challenge then is in the communication. The design pair comes up with a prototype, but they're far away from the landing zone. The landing pair has access to supplies, but needs to listen to the information from their design partners to know how to build the lander for testing. When time's up, all teams will meet together at the drop zone and the landers will be dropped and tested for success.
Finally, how can we adjust this activity for groups who need a reduced challenge level? The first and biggest change is to remove the communication barrier. Allow all teams to build prototypes together, with full access to both the landing zone and the build zone. This greatly reduces the time and challenge level required. A second change to simplify the activity is to remove the budget for the design pairs. Students can have access to all materials equally and can focus on the design and communication aspects more fully.
We hope you have fun with this exciting challenge.